Okay, you guys, I am super excited for this Zoom for tonight, you guys. I'm just feeling, y'all know those moods. If you've been on Zooms with me, you know, I get in those moods where I'm like, I'm just feeling the fire, like I'm ready to yell at people in a nice way, like you're just doing the things. That's me right now. Okay. And so, what I want to ask you guys right now, and if you want to put it in the chat, you can. If you want to think about it, whatever, how much would you pay someone, Lindsay? Fine. Um, so how much would you pay someone to do what you're doing? Okay. And so, like, if you had an assistant and you had to pay them, how much do you think that's worth? Okay. If you want to think about it, like, how is it like, oh, that's 10 minutes a day? Like, I'll give you $10 a day. Right. And so the reason that I ask that is because what you think that's worth for you to pay out of your money, why do you expect more than you think is worth? Do you guys see what I'm asking? Kind of. And the reason what I want to get, Jordan, I'm so confused that you have a glove on. I'm just staring at it and I don't know what's happening. I hope everything's okay. I know that your babies are sick. So you guys, I have said this time and time again on 7,000 different Zooms. This time of year, fingers are all torn apart. Okay, please be nice to them. This time of year, 6 years ago, everything changed for me. What I did in March 6 years ago propelled me for really the rest of my life. Everything that changed in my business started right now. Lindsay knew me back then. February, I talked a big talk about how I was going to do all the different things, right? Like I was going to do all the things, but nothing showed for it. And what that was is it was a mindset issue. Is I wanted big things, but I wasn't putting the work in it. And so it wasn't adding up. And so I was mad that I wasn't seeing the results, but I also wasn't working for the results, right? So like it was like a double negative. And so in March, I got real mad because I knew deep down in my soul, I was meant to be further along. How many of you are like that where you're like, deep down in my soul, I know I'm meant to be diamond. I know I'm not supposed to have debt. I know I'm supposed to make more than this. I know life is supposed to be different, right? You know that you're called for so much more than you're at right now. There is something in your heart that's like, you need more. You are not meant to be here. You're not meant to struggle here. You're not meant to feel like you're less than. You're not meant to feel like you're not worthy, right? You know that. And so I challenge you right now is to dig deep into that because it is time for you to act right now. Okay. My new girl, Alex, she's not on here because her baby is sick, but I just wanted to shout her out and show you guys when you're brand new or if you're just so determined, you guys, you're willing to do anything. Okay. And so her Facebook got blocked her first day because she sent so many host post messages. Okay. And you know what I told her? I said, girl, just take the day off. It's okay. Like, try to pick it up tomorrow. And she goes, no, I'm going to reply to every comment and tell them to message me on Facebook or message me on Instagram. Okay. And then she's like, I'm going to make this post on Instagram. I'm going to post this on my story. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And I'm like, dang, girl, I would have done it on my first day. I would have been like, bye. Right? Like I would have just pieced out. But she was like, girl, I'm doing this. And I love that. And I want that for you guys because that is exactly how I look at this business. Sorry, I keep rubbing my hair. There is honey in the ends of my hair from my children. Okay. So just pretend it's not happening. I just feel random stickiness. It's freaking me out. So that is how I am with my business. Okay. So the first thing that happens, right? I know my to-do list. If I'm blocked on Messenger, I'm going to go message people I've already messaged because if they've messaged me back in the last month or two, I can usually still message them, right? Or I'm going to go ask for second entries. I'm going to go message people that like something, right? Like I'm going to figure it out. And I do my full task list every single day. Okay. And I know it's overwhelming. I know you get to a spot where it feels like there's so much going on. Like I don't even know what to do. Thank you, Gina. I'm so excited. There gets a spot where it just feels overwhelming. And so I want you guys to get to a spot where you write down your task list. And I want you to be able to look at that task list and it might overwhelm you. It might stress you out, but you know how to do all the tasks, right? Because if it's an issue of you don't know how to do the tasks, that's a different thing. Then if that's you watching this and you're like, I know what the tasks are, I just don't know how to do them. I need you to text me if you're on my team and say, hey girl, I need training. Okay. If you're on someone else's team, message your upline and say, hey, I need training. I'm willing to do the things, but I don't know how. Okay. If it is not a know-how type of problem, then it is a you problem. Okay. And I say that with love because I have been there where it's like, I want this and I want that and I want this and I want that, but I'm not physically doing the things. Okay. And I don't mean that in a mean way. I mean that in a way of how bad do you want it? How bad are you willing to work for it? How many challenges are you going to push through? Right? Because if you're going up this one thing, right? Like you guys, the feeling that you guys have, if one bad thing happens, it's like if you guys are driving a car, right? And you get a flat tire, what you're doing by stopping, it's like you're taking a knife and just going and slashing all three of your other tires versus putting the spare on. You see what I'm saying? When the one thing happens, you can't just stop and be like, okay, I'm done. No, you have to keep going. You have to find a solution. And maybe you don't have a spare. Maybe you have to call AAA. Okay. Maybe you got to phone a friend and be like, hey, today's rough. Because guess what? I can call Lindsay and say, I'm mad at life today. And she'll be like, okay, vent it out. And then she'll be like, okay, and what are we going to do about it? Okay. You need to have a rescue plan. You cannot take that first thing, that first thought, that first problem and just accept it. That's the end of it all. If you want to make money, you guys, you have heard this story time and time again, unless you're brand new, you guys. February of 2018, I made like $50 in this business. By October, I had made just shy of $10,000 and paid all of my debt, doubled my full-time income, moved across the country, and have not worked a job since. In a matter of 8 months. Where would you be 8 months from now if you didn't give up? If you didn't take the first no as the end no? If you didn't let all those little thoughts that tell you you're not good enough, you don't look like her, you don't talk like her, you have this, you have that, this is wrong, right? There is nothing different from me and you. And Lindsay, I want you to be honest because I know for a matter of fact, when I told Lindsay that I was promoting to, I was going to go Emerald, Diamond, and Double, right? Because I was a distributor, okay? And I went from distributor to Emerald in 1 month. Distributor to Emerald in 1 month. And we're going to get to that in a second. But if you would have asked Lindsay when I told her, hey, I'm going to go Emerald this month, she, to my face, was like, girl, you got this. You can do this. But knowing me as a distributor, there is no belief she had in me. And I don't say that to fault Lindsay. I say that to fault myself. Because if you were to look at my history, you were to look at my enrollments, you were to look at my work ethic, my everything, not a single thing showed that I was capable of doing it. Not a single thing of my enrollments, of my work ethic, of my consistency, of my mindset, nothing said I could do it. Nothing. I was not a mass enroller. I was enrolling maybe 4 total enrollments in a month. How many of you raise your hand or put in the chat if you average like 5 or less enrollments a month? Okay. Keep your hand up if you're happy that it's 5 or less in a month. Right? All y'all are like, But now my work ethic and my enrollments and my mindset, I could tell Lindsay, hey, I'm going to go Ambassador Diamond in the next 2 months. And she'd be like, I don't know how, but you go, girl. Like she would believe me. Because Lindsay knows that if I set my mind to something, there is no stopping me. Lindsay knows that. And I know that about Lindsay. Lindsay lost her grandma just a couple days ago and she's here showing up because she wants to? No. But because she needs this business and I'm going to call you out, Lindsay. I know you. She needs me to yell at her right now. She needs a little Courtney hype up. She needs a little Courtney slap in the face. And that's why she's here. Because the people that know me know what they're going to get when they get me. Okay? And so if you're like me back in February 2018, where you're like, something's got to give. Something's got to change. Okay. I told you guys this before, and I will tell you again. The only thing that changed is I stopped letting no be an answer. Okay. I don't care in any aspect. No, I was too tired. No, my Facebook isn't working. No, I'm blocked. No, they said no, right? Like no was not an answer. No was the first stop. And then I just kept going, right? Like I kept going. There is not a night that I went to bed without my entire task list done and then some. My task list was not the maximum, it was the minimum. So in February, I had less than 5 enrollments. In March, I had over 60. I think it was like 82 total. I don't know because it's been a lot of years and 2 children, right? Like a lot. Okay. I had never been a mass enroller. I had never done big things. But I decided I was worth it. I decided I was willing to do everything I could. And I was willing to text Lindsay and say, hey, I need you to get me going. I need you to help me here. I'm willing to do the things. Because you guys, right now, if you go from distributor to Emerald this month, not including bonuses or not including like the quick start bonuses, you're going to make $3,000, not including commissions, not including quick start bonuses. How many of you right now, and so that is paid out over 10 months. How many of you right now, even an extra $300 a month would make a drastic difference in your family? $300 would make a drastic difference. Okay. Here is the thing. That is not far. That is not out of your reach. You guys, I'm going to do math right now. Hold on. I need a calculator, but I think I threw mine out. I don't know where it went. Okay. Here's the thing. Emerald, you guys, is 62 30-day drops sold. Okay. Okay. Now, I know some of you are like, homegirl, I sold 1 in all of February, right? And if that's you, that's okay. That was me. But I got to a spot that I was like, I don't care how much I need because I know how much I need it. I don't care how much I need. I don't care how far away I am. I know why I'm here. I know how much money I need. And I know what that'll do for my family. And so I was willing to do everything. And so I stayed up late. I woke up early. I asked people that I didn't want to. If my task list said add 25 friends a day, guess what? I was adding 25 friends an hour. Okay. If my task list said 25 host post messages, I was doing 200 host post messages. I was willing to do everything. Okay. And so, like I said, about 60 30-day drops. If you need everything, 99% of you are not at 0 BB. But if you need everything, right? 62 30-day drops. Going Emerald, most likely you have 2 to 3 workers, right? Like you have 2 to 3 people on your team that are like hipping and hopping somewhat, right? So when you break it down into the 4 of you, that's 15 30-day drops between each of you. Does that seem a little bit more doable? 15. Okay. Now, to show you guys the power of my scripts and my whatever, everything I'm doing, you guys, this month already, yes, it is the 3rd. I have sold 472 BB. Okay. Are you ready for this? It was 2 customers. Not because I'm so great. I did not do anything other than the scripts that you all have the access to, but I use the scripts and I talk to everyone and I do the host to post. There's not a day that goes by that I do not end the night with at least 5 host posts. 99% of the time I have at least 10. Raise your hand if you have 10 host posts up even for the month already. Okay. There is the problem. So many of you guys are afraid to give it your all because you're afraid you're going to fail anyways. So many of you are afraid to do all the things because you think it's not going to work. So many of you are afraid to do all the things because you don't want so-and-so to judge you, or you don't want Facebook to block you, or you don't want this, or you don't want that. Okay? You have so much fear inside of your heart. Right? I need you to replace that fear with faith, because fear and faith cannot exist at the same time. And if you have faith in what you're doing, the fear cannot stay there. If you have faith in where you're going and faith that you were called to be here and faith that you're meant to change your life and you're not meant to struggle forever, the fear can no longer stay here. Okay? You guys, when you were at a spot, right? Like I want you to think back to when you were like at a high of your business where things were just killing it. You weren't afraid, right? When things were happening, you're like, oh girl, I could go freaking Ambassador Diamond right now, right? Like you're just ready to go. But then one little thing happens and then you get scared and then you get in your head and you're like, maybe I'm not meant for this. Maybe I can't do this. Maybe Courtney is a magical unicorn. Maybe, right? Like I know some of y'all have thought that. I already know, okay? Because I thought that about Lindsay. I remember the first time I met her and she knew my name and I was like, Lindsay knows who I am. And now I know Lindsay and I'm like, Lindsay knows me. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. I know, Ava. My name is Bethany. I know. That's it. That's Lindsay's daughter, Ava, and she said that she doesn't like my name. And so my new name is Bethany. So everyone say hi, Ava, in the comments. Great, thanks. You guys, you are meant for so much more. Okay? You are not meant to struggle. You are not meant to feel like life is hard. You are not meant to feel like that weight is just sitting on your chest. I know what that's like, and it's hard. Every single day, waking up is hard, going to bed is hard, eating is hard, living is hard, right? We made Ava very shy and I love it. Ava's like, please let me hide. You guys, you are not meant for this. You are meant to be at a spot in life where everything feels good, right? I know people say that money can't buy happiness, but guess what? It can buy choices. Okay. And I kind of beg to differ because the bad things in life wouldn't feel so bad if I had a lot of money, right? Like the bad things in life, like I'm like, man, my house is so cluttered. But if I was a millionaire, I'd just be like, I'm gonna post on Facebook and get someone to come do my whole house and I'll just pay him to do it. Right? Right? Oh, I need a vacation. Well, if I was rich, I could just be like, homeboy, we're going this way. We're just gonna go to the ocean. Why not? Right? You guys know what I'm saying? Like, money does not buy happiness, but it does buy you options. And you guys, I promise you, the feeling you will get when you let go of all of that debt, when that debt is gone, when you aren't living out of the hole, just trying to not sink, there is a different way of living. Okay? But it starts with you. 8 months from now, your life can look totally different. Totally, totally different. But you need to do all the things and then some. You do not need to stay stuck here. I remember being there where I just felt like I was in a hamster wheel of life. Anybody else feel like that? Where it's like you're running as fast as you can, but you're literally not going anywhere. And you're like, I'm working 75,000 hours a day, but like there still isn't enough money in the bank. And I don't know, like, am I ever going to get out? Like, is it ever going to get better? Right? Like, I know that feeling and it's so dang stressful. You don't have to be there. You guys, I went from a $50 paycheck in February to 3 months later, my June paycheck was just shy of $3,000, not including my weekly bonuses. How many of you want $3,000 a month in the next 3 months? I am nothing special. I just decided I was worth it. I just decided I was willing to do the things. That's it. Okay. And I'm going to tell you guys my task list that I'm doing right now. Okay. I will share screenshots of it everywhere. I'll put it in our team chats everywhere you guys see this. I'm going to give you a warning. Okay. Everyone accept this warning and say, I accept in the comments when I say it. This is not a task list if you want to make $100 a month. Okay. This is not required. This is not for those of you who just want to dabble in the business. This is for people like me and like some of you that are like, I will do everything and then some because I want a lot of money. Okay? Y'all hear me? Because I don't want some newbies watching this and stressing themselves out and be like, I just started 4 seconds ago and I don't know what any of this means and I don't know how to do any of this. Okay? You do not need to do this unless you're like, I want a lot of money and I want to figure it out and I need training, but I'm going to do all the things. Okay. So you guys, like I said, I will share this screenshot. Okay. Are you ready? I post at least twice a day on Facebook. Okay. I do my next day Phelps, which means in the morning I scroll through and I check in with everyone who I talked about the business, the products, or host a post. Okay. I boost my old host to post. I will put in the comments or in our team chat and somewhere else what I use to boost my posts right now. Okay. I do a bare minimum of 75 host to post messages on Facebook and 25 host to post messages on Instagram. Okay. I ask people who posted for me 2 days ago if they want a second entry into my giveaway. I add at least 50 new friends a day. I send at least 50 follow-ups a day. I follow on Instagram at least 100 new people a day. How many of you are overwhelmed already? It's okay if you are. Because the first time I did this task list, I wanted to shoot myself. I'm going to be honest. This was real hard. It was real bad, but it's better now. Okay. I post on my stories on Instagram. I interact on Instagram. Now, I also send 25 messages on Instagram asking people if they want to try our products and 25 messages on Instagram if they want to be a distributor. Okay. We're not done, unfortunately. I'm sorry. Now, on TikTok, I also post a video there. I post on my stories. I try to find a follow train to get new followers. And I ask 10 people to be a distributor. Okay? I know it's a lot. I know. But I also know the amount of money I want to make is not going to come from 20 minutes a day. And so maybe that task list is like, that's just too much. And that's okay. Because a year ago, I would have been like, okay. But I'm telling you, by the end of this year, I will be making $20,000 a month. And to get there, I have to do big things. Okay. So maybe you need to take that list down a little bit. Maybe instead of 50 friend requests, you can only do 25. Okay. Whatever. But like you guys, you have to match your goals to your work ethic. So I'm going to be honest with you. Okay. Because I know how many of you right now are all hyped up and you're like, I'm going to go Emerald this month. Put a me in the chat if you're like, I'm going to freaking go Emerald. Because Courtney did it after not doing a dang thing. So I can do it too. Ava said Lindsay's going to go Emerald, even though Lindsay is like 7,000 ranks above it. But Ava, I love the cheerleaderness. Come to my house. Cheer me on. I'm going Emerald. Okay. Here's the thing. Are you guys ready? You will not go Emerald unless you do a couple things. You need at least 10 people to post for you every single day. Every day. You need to grow your network every single day. 20 to 30 new accepted friend requests every single day. You need to post on your page at least twice every single day. And you need to follow up every single day. And so the other things are just extra, okay? Because if you cannot follow 100 people on Instagram and also get 10 host posts up, do those things first. Post 10 host posts, follow up. What was the other thing? I don't remember what I said. Post, follow up, host post, add new friends. I'm like, I know there's something, okay? You need to do those 4 things. Do not go to bed without those 4 things done. Every night, and you guys, I want you to say, here, my team, you guys, I just came up with this right now. If you're doing this, you can say task list done, whatever, but I need you in the team chat to say at least my core 4 is done. My core 4 is done. That means you have posted twice, you have added new friends, you have followed up, and you have 10 hosted posts. And I'm going to keep track, and I'm going to pick random people at random times to give money to, because I want to reward you guys for your good efforts. Okay. There is nothing stopping you from where you want to be besides you and your work ethic and your mindset. When you decide to go all in and your mind believes you and you put the work behind it, there is no stopping you. And there are going to be some of you that 8 months from now, you're making 10 grand a month and you're like, holy crap, how did I get here? And some of you are going to be exactly where you are because you let fear stop you. And so I ask you today, you guys, what are you choosing? Are you choosing fear or are you going to choose faith? You have to choose one. You cannot have both. You cannot have both. You have to choose either I'm going to stay fearful, I'm going to stay in this spot, I'm going to stay afraid, or I'm going to choose to step out in faith and do the things. Okay? You can do all things through Christ who gives you strength, right? If he gave you these dreams, they're here for a reason. If he gave you those things on your heart, it's not just for fun. It's because he has a plan for you to get there. So get there. Because then guess what? Your next blessing is 10 times bigger and 10 times scary. And you're going to walk out in faith again. And you're going to get there again. Because if you would have told me that one day my goal was to hit $20,000 a month by the end of the year, I would have laughed in your face. Because I would have been happy with $200 a year. Legit. Or $200 a month. I would have been happy with it. But when you step out in faith, your dreams get bigger. And the blessings get bigger. So step out in faith. Do the things. It is all going to be okay. You're going to get there. Okay? I will put this up on my YouTube tonight. I hope this was helpful for you guys. If you need anything, somebody in my team chat or in the Telegram, the t.me/Courtney Grutzer, put in there what I was supposed to send you because I already forgot. And I will put this up on YouTube tonight, but you guys, go do the things. Go do the things. Okay? I love you all. I will see you next week.